3.5 is here. Okay, this brand new Force looks pretty cool. There's a whole lot more than I thought it would do before. So as you can see here in the Force, it looks just like an MPC. They're actually making it like an MPC. They're adding more features, and you'll see features that are going to be in the new MPC update coming out soon. And obviously, there's plugins here, as you can see there as well. And of course, there's start recording in a different way, a different format, but the same as the MPC. Now, obviously, you can see there on the left-hand side, there are shortcuts, but there's 4 shortcuts. Of course, it looks just like an MPC as far as the software is concerned. So as you can see, this is just beta 2 as well. So they're putting beta out here to see if it works. And hopefully the MPC will come out with its own version, which should be more beta-orientated.
To 8 bars. And I can work with my grid if I need to. Let's go back to the main mode. And here's a really handy feature. This little icon right here is a duplicate clip button, and it will duplicate that clip to the next available slot. So I've got my one clip that I just recorded right here, and if I hit duplicate, watch what happens. Bink. It bumps down to here and immediately activates that new clip. So now I can just keep building. Let's do that one more time. Duplicate it again. It's already launched. So I can just go for it. Now that I've got some drums established, let's back parameters. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit preemptively and mess with my effects. So I want to duck this to the kick. And if I go into here, I can swap the order of the plugins. I can also work with my outputs. So I know right off the bat, I want to put a limiter on the master. And while we're talking about mixing, it's also worth mentioning that I can mute and solo tracks directly from here. Let's create another plugin track. In this case, I'm going to pick Jura. And I know the preset that I want. So let's pull that up. It's also worth mentioning that if you hold this down, you can access your track settings. So in this case, I want to change the color. And now I can use one more method of creating clips, which is this button right here, and record. And while we're at it, let's add an instance of Soft Clipper. Also, one more thing on the main page, we now have sequences on the Force. So before, when you went to arrange a track, you had one arranger and that was it. If you wanted to do anything alternate, you would have to save as your project. Now, you can have many sequences, which can all be different iterations of performances that can even be chained together in song mode if you want to do that. You could, for instance, have your main sequence be automation free and then have an alternate sequence where you have a button with it and go to random, either including the row that you're on or not including the row that you're on. So if you're a little stuck on song structure, we can blend between them. So here's just the low pass filter mostly, and then the vocal filter. So these are in parallel, or I can have them be serial. Doesn't quite fit the sound, but hopefully you get the idea. You also have easy access to the filter envelopes, so you can swap back and forth, or you can go through this page, probably more like what you're used to. And envelopes have also been updated. We also now have 4 LFOs, so 2 global LFOs here, and a full mod matrix, which is lovely to see here. So I have global LFO1 doing just a little bit of pitch warbling, and then global LFO2 rocking the filter blend back and forth, and these are in parallel. We also have a brand new tab, which is unison or a harmonizer. This one's fun. So you've got multiple layers of harmonizer to choose from, and in this case, I've got mostly octaves, and you can control the mix here. And then more controls for your harmonizer here. So you can even offset stuff a bit if you want to. For instance, let me just put this here. And in that case, that's synced to my project tempo. Plus, utilities have been expanded, so this is where Portamento lives now. You've got your pitch bend.
So as you can see here, these are just all new features for the Force, but they're actually trying to make it into a bigger MPC, which is kind of cool. And so, of course, it's beta, which means that it's not going to be all that ready to go. Obviously, they're trying to test it out. They want more users to look at it, see if they like it, find mistakes, get the software better. But it's obvious it's just like an MPC almost now with the new stems added to it. And of course, other features as well, as you can see here. It looks like it totally, really. But this is brand new, so get ready for it. The new MPC update is coming soon. Remember, our software update for an MPC is a new MPC.